Hi guys, I'm going to talk about how INFJ use NI. Um, right, currently I am a bit obsessed with MBTI. I think it's really helpful in terms of understanding myself. So I want to talk about how the INFJ, which I am, use the cognitive function NI, which is introverted intuition. Or more how I used to use it unconsciously when I wasn't aware of what was happening, like how I started to use it. So I'm going to give a story of what happened and what led to me using it, but I still didn't know that it was anything about it. But so I was unconsciously using it. I wasn't aware of what I was doing, but I started to use it at that point. So, NI, it's like, NI is a subconscious gathering of information. It's like if you're speaking to somebody, you in your subconscious mind, you start to gather information about that person. Um, it comes, it could come like a vibe, sometimes images, just a feel, a general knowing kind of thing, but you're not sure what it is, and it happens in different ways. So I just gonna deal with how I became aware that I was using something, but I didn't have any clue what that something was. Okay, so this friend of mine, I knew him for I was very close to him. We were good friends in school, and we used to just chat, and he was a nice guy. And I didn't see him for about 5 years, and he started to speak to me again. Not It was over the phone because we were in different countries, and we'll speak like maybe once a week. And I was getting this the conversation was good, everything seemed okay. Like there wasn't anything weird. He didn't say anything unusual or to give me a suspicion about him. There was nothing that I could concrete like say, okay, he said this and that mean this or anything like that. So but we're talking, and I keep getting this feeling that something is wrong in terms of whether I could trust him now. I could have trusted him in the past. I did trust him in the past. He was actually trustworthy before. So if I go on history, I'll say yeah, he's trustworthy. But there was just something saying I can't trust him, but I don't know what it is because he didn't say anything suspicious. He didn't do anything suspicious. Everything seemed to be fine. So a person who I was dating at the time, he wanted to do some business with him, and I said to him, don't go and do any business with him because I don't think that he is reliable. I think something is up. And the guy said, the person I'm dating, he said, what? Like, tell me what it is. And I said, this is why you can't explain NI, right? And this is why NI is so odd, because I try to explain what it was that was odd, and I said, I can't say what is odd. It's just like I know something is wrong, but I don't know what it is that is wrong. I don't know how to say what it is that is wrong. I could just tell that something is wrong. And the guy I was dating at the time said, well, that's not good enough. So I tried again. I tried again to explain to him what is wrong. So I said to him, well, when we're speaking, I feel this thing like in my body I feel it in my body that something is off. It's a weird sensation in my body that something is off, but there's no evidence. Like I have no evidence that something is off. I can't say what is off. It's just a feeling, right? And that is what makes NI strange. Is this the subconscious picks up. So I don't even get in, because at the time I wasn't using. We were just using phone, but we wasn't using we wasn't. I say it. Video call. It wasn't a video call. It was just straight phone. So I wasn't seeing him. So it was just from hearing. So, and I was doing everything through the phone, hearing the words he chose, what he was talking about, but he didn't say anything bad. He didn't really choose any bad words. So it was just a vibe that things was off, that something was wrong. So to me, NI is really like intuition. That's one part of it. And I said it have like 3 different parts. So for the first part is the part that is like intuition, like straight intuition, where you just get this feel, like knowing, like you just know something is wrong. And then you get sometimes you get sensation through your body, which is that part of NI. It could be intense. The sensation, sometimes you just get a sensation that goes straight through your body. Sometimes like you get a remembrance of something, like a show or a song. So to me, NI is very much like just what they describe when people talk about intuition. It's a lot like intuition plus other stuff. Because then when you start to use the NI and the FE, which is your extroverted feeling, so the guy I'm dating, I couldn't tell him anything concrete why he couldn't trust the guy. So he went ahead and he did the business transaction with him, and the guy stole his money. And then my brain was like, okay, whatever happened here, I need to trust this thing. This thing is working. This thing was right. Even though I couldn't say what it was, even though I couldn't say what was happening or why it was happening or why I knew what I knew, I thought this thing, I could trust it because it was right. And I have had instances, like my brain started to put all the different instances that in the past, from since I was small, where I had these vibes about people and things and situations, and I went through, my brain just do all the connections now, and I went through each one of them, and I was like, wait a minute, all of them was right. Every single one of them was right. So I just said to myself, whatever this is, it is accurate and it works. And since everything was right, since I became since I was like about 5 years, I became aware of this thing that will say, this is off, that this is off, and that kind of stuff. So I thought I need to trust whatever this is, but I did not know that it was intuition. I did not know anything about MBTI, so I did not know about intuitive intuition. So the story. So yes, so he lose the money, and now the friendship with the other guy got strained because now I don't know what happened with him. I tried to talk to him, he wouldn't talk to me. And I still actually like him because in the past I haven't erased, even though he did that thing that was bad, it haven't erased the love that I actually still feel for him. Because in the past he was very nice human being. I don't know what happened in his life that caused him to do that. So the guy who I was dating eventually got the police, got the money back, and no charges was pressed or anything like that. And yeah, so he got the money back who I was dating, so he was okay. The guy stopped talking to me. So that's the end of the whole story. Anyway, so that was how I got to start using my NI. From not knowing anything about NI, but from moving it from being so unconscious where I just going through these waves of sensations when I'm speaking to people and not understanding what is happening. I started to pay attention to it and try to like, okay, when I get this wave of sensation, what that mean. I had to sit after, have conversation with people and analyze what I was feeling and what was happening. Analyze the sensations, the images, everything that was going on. So every time I have a conversation with somebody, I'll have to have some downtime to sit down and analyze what was happening with the NI. So it's like when the NI is taking place. So when I have a conversation with somebody, the NI is doing its thing in the background. And I don't pay attention with what it's doing in the background because I can't have the conversation with the person and pay attention to what's going on in the background. So I leave the NI to do its thing in the background, and then after the conversation is finished, I then sit quietly for a few minutes and let all the background thing come forward. So it's like everything from the background now come forward, and now I could analyze all of it afterwards. So I can't. That's why I don't like going from like conversation to conversation. I have a conversation and I pause so I can analyze the rest of the data. And also I tend to I think INFJs, that's one of the reasons why we focus so much, because it's almost like we focus in on the person and taking all the subconscious information, all the NI information. So it's like we have to fully focus. So because we have to listen to what they're saying, and we know that in the background something else happening. So it's like almost like two things happening. So we tend to really focus in and zoom in on the person because we want to get what they're actually saying. The conscious part of us want to get and respond properly, but we know something is happening in the background. So we're letting all of it come in. So it's like we immerse ourselves in the person so that we could almost absorb everything, so we're aware of what is happening. So that's it. Thank you.